let's go ahead and get to it. Hey, I'm here with Chris Sass. This is an old friend of mine, and we're gonna be doing a little intro about his boosted daily driver. What's up, man?
How's it going, brother?
Good, good. It's been a while.
It has. It absolutely has.
Yeah, so give me a little bit of a backstory of this thing.
So, as you know, previously I had a 93 Civic sedan, and that was supposed to be kind of this build. And unfortunately, a few months back, at the end of July, I had a drunk driver hit my truck. Unfortunately, my truck was parked right next to my sedan. The truck took out the sedan. Luckily, the truck's good, sedan's totaled, got cashed out on that through insurance. And I was kind of able to pick up where I left off. I found this, picked it up for $1,400. It was in fairly good condition as far as mechanically and the interior, but it was bone stock, which is exactly what I wanted, for what the sedan was too. Mm-hmm. I've never been touched by anybody other than just general maintenance, which is great for when you're starting off a project car, especially something that's daily driven. You want something that's been abused, beaten down before. So anyway, I was able to pick this one up, like I said, for a good price, good condition as far as what I needed, low mileage. Yeah. And I was able to start transferring over a lot of those parts from that car, from the sedan over to this one, and kind of pick up where I left off, like I said. And then over the last, I'd say 6 months or so, I've just been kind of piecing it all together. A good buddy of mine, Anthony, runs Automotive Plus Fabrication out in the Littleton Highlands Ranch area. Him and I kind of put together the idea of just doing this crazy daily driven build, and having some fun with it, just seeing what we could do with a stock car and, stock engine, and see what the limits are. So far we're at about 11 pounds and on a little Greddy 16G turbo, or 15G turbo, sorry. And it's loving it. Yeah. No issues.
Yeah, nice.
So it's great. Just still fine tuning everything as far as the tune goes. It's my daily driver, so I don't want to go too crazy.
Gotcha. So I mean, with that being said, easily, you can daily drive a boosted Honda and not have issues?
Absolutely.
Here's the prime example.
Bone stock engine, bone stock trans, stock clutch, running on 11 pounds, daily driven, daily abused. I got the car seats in the back. I haul the kids in it.
Yep, I saw that.
And still gets good gas mileage. It doesn't give any issues. I think I've put maybe 2,000-3,000 miles on the build so far since the turbo's been on. Nice. No issues.
Nice. I'm honestly amazed. I noticed that it's also on some suspension and some wheels.
Yeah, so about a week ago, I picked up a new set of wheels, some 16x7 RPF 1s from a good buddy of mine. This was actually going to have a twin charge setup, supercharge and turbo, but with such a small turbo, it spools up so fast I don't need the supercharger to take over the low end, so I was able to make a good deal with him on that. And then a few days ago, I actually just lowered the car yesterday, but a couple days ago I picked up the suspension. It's on Skunk 2 Pro S full coilovers. Picked that up from a good buddy of mine, Chris, and then dumped it yesterday. So welcome to the low life on the daily.
Word. How's taking the bumps on it? Is it?
Well, it's got an 8K, 6K spring rate, 8 front, 6 rear.
Yeah.
It's a little stiff, especially pulling in over here. Roads are not perfect.
No.
Colorado, we get hit with the snow, and that takes a big toll on the road. But it's not bad. Around town, it's great. Way better than what I had on the sedan. Being introduced to a nice, real name brand, well-designed full coilover. It's really nice. I like it.
Word. Okay. So, I guess next question is, what's the best thing this thing has brought to you?
Just the joy, of working on it with my friends.
Yeah.
I've had multiple friends involved in it. And what started out as a business relationship between my friend Anthony and I, him building all that custom boost piping and everything, has bloomed into a really good friendship.
Yeah.
And we talk daily, and it's just really good to have the friendship, in the community. There's a lot of, I guess, negative things that you see from an outside perspective in the automotive community, especially the Honda community. Over the years, has taken a really big toll on on friendships and stuff. And it's just really good to see this build bring friendships closer, you know, and business relationships into friendships. And it's just turned out really well. And that's the biggest positive thing I've had come out of this, is just, like I said, building some really good friendships and seeing the community pulled together to, you know, those relationships that I have really come in clutch on this one. So it was really nice to see that.
Yeah, man. I mean, I remember when you hit me up and I picked up that Geo Metro. I don't know if you remember
Yes,
that.
I do remember that one. I was wondering where it was.
I got rid of it a while back, actually. Yeah, but I honestly wanted to keep it because you kept on entertaining the idea of turboing it. So I thought that would have been that initially, you saying that reminded me of how you actually initially would hit me up every now and then and be like, yo, man, let's bring this thing up.
I still got a turbo sitting waiting for that thing. So.
Really?
Oh yeah, absolutely. We'll have to work something out on that one.
We will, word.
So yeah, I've got the perfect turbo in mind for that one. Quick spool, good top end on it.
Whatever that 3 cylinders of a liter can do.
Hey, 3 cylinders of fury, man.
Right. So I guess the next thing is this completed, or do you have more for this?
Absolutely, it is not completed. Not even close to completed. What I'd like to really do down the road is get a built block, built head, and I'd like to be somewhere in the 450 to 500 range. You know, obviously get rid of that stock clutch, get something nice in there.
Of course.
And just do something like that, you know, just a fun weekend build, you know, something I can take out to test and tune, and when someone yells out 20-second Honda, run a 15. But yeah, no, I'd like to do something like that. You know, build a spare motor in my free time and get something that would be a lot of fun to take out and punish and show them that a single cam can still hang.
Word. Okay, so you just pretty much answered my next question. So you're going to keep with the built D series?
Absolutely. Yeah. Yes. I do not want to switch over to twin cam or anything yet. B series may be entertained very far down the road, but I like more of the old school build, you know, like what you'd see 10 years ago, you know, the old Greddy kit. You know, that's something you don't see every day anymore. Everybody's doing all these crazy turbo builds and, you know, trying to camber everything out and, you know, all that stuff, and do all these crazy mods that don't really do anything. I mean, it's just I'm more into the performance side of things, and
no, I agree with you. Yeah,
you know, I want something that's fun to drive, not just fun to look at.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's not the prettiest, obviously, but you know, it's just fun to drive, and that's I guess to bounce off of one of your previous questions, that's something else that this car has brought to me, is the joy of just driving a fun car.
Yeah.
You know, it's fun to drive.
Yeah. No, I believe it, dude. I mean, I remember when I first got into my boosted Honda, and I've always been a Subaru kid, you know this.
Yes.
And when I got my first grab of a boosted Honda, I was like, this is why they mollywop Subarus out of the gate. It's such an underdog, and I mean, this is a clear example of it. And I mean, knowing you, man, you've always been a humble person. I mean,
I try to be.
Yeah, no, that's for sure. And we get into our little bantering and stuff, but when it comes down to it, it's all about like making the friendships and
absolutely, I agree.
Bonding about it. Yeah.
Yeah. Car community is a very tight-knit group. When things are going good, everybody is just, you know, when you get a good group of guys, everybody's just so tight-knit, and you know, everybody gets along, and it's beautiful things come from it. You know, friendships, cars, you know, all kinds of stuff. So it's really good to. I agree. I just love the passion that the community has and the positive things that can come from it.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, very true.
Yeah.
The final question now is, if you were to ever meet a kid who laid eyes on this car, drooled like a dog, and was like, what does it take to get into this? What are you going to tell them?
It takes a lot of passion. You know, it's a labor of love working on cars, you know, especially if you turn the wrenches yourself. You know, like myself, I'm an automotive technician, so that's what I do for a living, and I do what I love for a living. And I feel like if you don't love what you're doing, then it's not going to turn out the way you want it to.
Yeah.
You know, if you just pay somebody else to do all your build and everything, it's not going to turn out the way you want it. And that's what this car has done so far for me, is turned out the way I want it to, because I've been very hands-on. So don't be afraid to get hands-on with your car. If something breaks, I mean, when I was doing the suspension yesterday, something broke. I adapted and I overcame the situation. And that's something that if you're gonna get into messing with cars, you're gonna have to learn, and you're gonna learn quick.
Very true.
Adapting and overcoming is a big thing I would say be ready for. And if you want it done right, it's gonna be expensive. Good fab work, if you're not handy with doing it yourself, like me, I'm not a welder.
Yeah.
I had to get a good buddy of mine to take care of that, and you know, be ready to spend good money for good results. But if that's what you want, then it doesn't hurt to spend the money.
No, of course.
At the end of the day, you get to drive something you enjoy. So yeah, be ready to spend some money, be ready to get some beat up hands, you know, the cuts, the scrapes, the scars, they're gonna happen.
The late nights too.
The late nights.
It's the 1, 2 in the morning. Even
Oh
later.
man, you got a good bedtime if you're getting to bed at 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning working on cars.
Yeah, I guess, yeah. When you've done it 1,000 times over, I guess you could say that's a lucky.
Yeah, that's a wow.
You know,
Must be nice.
You know, it sucks when like you see sunrise come up and you're like, man, I'm ready to call this. Is the car running yet? No.
No, but it will be.
Right.
Yeah, it's definitely something that it takes a lot of passion, a lot of drive. Just be ready.
Yeah.
Be ready to have some fun though, when it's all done.
Right.
You know,
that's the honest truth.
You get to drive it and look back at it. The other thing I'll say is if you don't look back at the car every time you lock the door and go inside your house or the grocery store, you're not done.
Yep.
You still have more to go.
That's,
you know,
that's actually really good. I never really thought about that.
Yeah, you know, it's if you're not looking back at it every time you get out, I feel like you're not doing the right car for you.
Yeah.
You know, it's a 95 Honda, but I look back at it like it's a Ferrari every day. You know, even when I pull into my work parking lot and I get out and I go to punch in, and I'm still looking back at it as I'm opening and closing the bay door, you know, to get in my shop. You know, it brings me so much happiness, you know, to know that my hard work has made something that I can appreciate, and even some other people, you know, they do appreciate it.
Yeah.
You know, and that's good. You know, it makes me feel like I did the right thing, you know, with my build.
Word. Hell yeah. Well, thank you so much for coming on to the show, man.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
Shoot.
So good to see you, brother.
Likewise,
Absolutely.
man. Likewise. Look forward to seeing more of it.
Absolutely. I will keep you guys posted, and hopefully we can have a video of when it's done.
I'd like to see that. I'd like to see that for sure.
Great.